You know, I remember walking with Papi. We would be in Honduras, and I would ask him about something about being a woman, and he's not a woman, but, you know, he had a lot of good advice, so I just kept listening. And the funny thing about it is, every time I got frustrated or I got real pumped up about an idea, he says, just go back to the basics. And so now that he's not here with me, I take that same advice.
Yeah.
I go back to the basics.
Yeah, I got that advice actually too. Like when I was struggling with like what I wanted to do with my career, it was like, well, what did you like to do when you were little? Like, what are the things that you did when you were just a little girl? And it set me on, it put me back on the right track to just find, I think, the inspiration again, find the peace and find the joy in like the little things.
I think we lose it when we get older because we're inundated with so many things about this world. And, you know, when we're young, one of the things that's important is that we learn about ourselves. In kindergarten, we learn how to love our friends. We learn how to sing songs that give us confidence. We learn all these things that are internal. And then as we get into the world, we start extending that to other people, but we forget about ourselves. And that's one thing that Sebi always taught me was loving yourself. And I think when we look at my father's journey, it was about loving himself, committing to himself. And I think that was the most important thing that I've kept as a tool and a jewel around my neck. And when I look in the mirror and see this face, I see his, and I always think about that.
Identical.
I think about what he told me, and I appreciate that keeping those basics, those fundamentals, they rule my life. And if I keep doing that, then hopefully I'll be helpful to the world that I'm, you know, experiencing with other people. And that's always my goal, is when I meet people, is to stay in, you know, just in an awareness of where they are, in the consciousness of where we're at in that moment. The experience is very important. So for me, I'm always talking to people, but I want to know that I'm listening with my best ear, because I may not cross this path again. So yeah.
So very, very intentional.